Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Easton Library Community Book Chat. And joining me today is Easton's own Kit Briner. Hi, Kit, how are you?
Good afternoon.
I'm so glad you could be here to chat with me today.
I'm so glad you asked me to be here.
So, Kit, you're a longtime Easton resident, and you're also a semi-retired actor, director, playwright, and dramaturge. Can you clarify for me and maybe some other people what exactly a dramaturge is?
I was hoping you would ask that.
Yay!
It's a wonderful catch-all title, is what it is. There are certain formal definitions of it, but basically, as it's done in a professional theater, it is one who organizes the production, one who edits the script if it needs editing. He coordinates all of the production people and advises. He's the ombudsman, as it were, in a production. And it includes a lot more. It includes janitorial duties, for example. Somebody has to do it.
Wow, so you kind of do everything. I mean, kind of keep the whole show afloat, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Yes, really, it's a very important job,
Mhm.
and that's as close as a formal definition as I come. It's yeah,
It's a great word. I love it.
it is. Yeah, it's it suggests some things, and the imagination starts running with that.
And you are also one of the founders, and you serve on the Easton Arts Council.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that organization?
The Easton Arts Council was founded about 25 years ago, and my wife and I are among the founding members. Joanne Cant got it going, and it is to promote the arts in Easton is the mission statement. So over the years, we have developed a core activities, core gallery exhibits, musical presentations, some lectures, and what I do with the Arts Council and was my main interest in joining was I retired from full-time theater and wanted to remain creatively active. And I had gotten involved with some staged readings, which are presentations of plays where the actors don't memorize lines, they carry scripts. What I'm doing is beyond stool readings, where an actor will, the actors will sit on stools and simply read the plays with a narrator reading stage directions. A fully staged reading is done just like a regular play. The actors move around, they have costumes, there's lighting, there's properties, as much as an actor with a script in hand can deal with. But I've seen some of my actors do amazing things with one hand. So it's we have a lot of fun doing it. We put out some good productions. I have been shut down since the pandemic. If I don't do something this spring, typically I do it at the end of March. That'll be the third production canceled. But we have a very nice loyal following, and we present some very interesting material, mostly very literate and offbeat. And I think typically what I present takes sort of a skewed view of the human condition and the triumph of the human spirit.
It's such a great organization for a small town like Easton to have.
It is.
Yeah,
We've done a lot.
yeah. We have, I know I've seen a number of the gallery exhibits, and then to add to it these wonderful readings of the plays. It's really fantastic for such a little town to have something so wonderful.
It is. We really enjoyed doing it. A little aside, at the founding of the Arts Council, I was very amused to learn, and I'll tell you why I was amused, that we have a lot of famous artists in town, a lot. And as we got started and we reached out to them, we learned that most of them live here because they want to be left alone.
Mhm.
So some of the great artists in town just didn't want anything to do with us. They contribute, they'll make a donation or maintain a membership. But I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a good town for that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's no streets to walk around and no stores to be in, so it's perfect.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about a book that you chose, and this book is called The New and Selected Poems by Mary Oliver. And I'm really happy that you chose this book because on Book Chat, we've not discussed a book of poetry before. So this is perfect. This is something new and exciting, and I'd love to hear from you. What makes her poems so special for you?
Well, she, number one, well, obviously, number one, she's just a great writer. But what makes her great to me is that she's accessible. And I find my favorite poetry is accessible. That is in workaday parlance.
Mhm.
We're not going off. There's a lot of metaphorical phrases, but it's just so easy to grasp, and the work is so compelling. She writes about everything. She writes about love and death and everything in between, with an emphasis on the natural world and our place in it. And in recent years, especially in my own life, these are things that I reflect upon a lot.
Mhm.
So I became reconnected with her and her work maybe after a few decades. She died not long ago, maybe 2 years ago. And it just resonated with me. This particular volume, the New and Selected Poems, if you don't know Mary Oliver, it's an excellent place to start. There's another volume of hers that's similarly titled the library doesn't have, but both of them are kind of greatest hits volumes. And this is a thick book. This is close to, it's going on 300 pages. And there's a lot of poems, and it covers all the periods of her life and her writing.
Do you have a favorite poem?
It's impossible to pick out a favorite, but I have a couple. If you would like to hear one, they're very brief.
Yeah, I would love it.
The thing that comes to mind, I did bring up a couple here. That is less accessible after I just said she's accessible. All right, here's something that's profound and lovely and a little bit funny. It's the title is About Angels and About Trees. Where do angels fly in the firmament, and how many can dance on the head of a pin? Well, I don't care about that pin dance. What I know is that they rest sometimes in the tops of trees. And you can see them, or almost see them, or anyway, think, what a wonderful idea. I have lost, as you and others have possibly lost, a beloved one, and wonder, where are they now? The trees, anyway, are miraculous, full of angels, ideas. Even empty, they're a good place to look, to put the heart at rest. And all those leaves breathing air, so peaceful and diligent, and certainly ready to be the resting place of strange winged creatures that we in this world have loved. That's a lot of what I love about the way that Mary Oliver writes.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of just has such a nice flow to it, and it almost sounds conversational, but at the same time, it's very meaningful. It's really lovely.
It is. It's a wonderful poem. She's a similar theme is in a poem called Wild Geese, which is possibly one of her best known pieces. Wild Geese is in this volume I'm pretty sure the Angel poem is also in this volume.
Yeah. And the
something
poems
else-
are, they're not long. They're perfect for just like if you have a short time and you can kind of really think about them, and you don't have to take, forever to try to figure out what the meaning is. Like, they're just easy and
Yes.
natural.
Yes, and that's what I'm finding with myself in art in general these days. The older I get, I have a foundation of education, I have a foundation of experience. But when I take in a piece of art, whether it's a film or a poem or a book, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to analyze it. I want to feel it. I want to experience it. What is art for, if not to be experienced?
Yeah, that's
So,
great. That's a great sentiment there. That's perfect.
this is what her work does for me.
Yeah.
Recently, as a dramaturge, it's my job to read between the lines. And there's a great deal of subtext in any great work of writing. The words are fractal, they're all connected to each other. So I have to admit, I'm losing my train of thought here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It's, poetry
I'm
and
on the
meaning is deep
accessibility.
stuff.
I think my point was the accessibility.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what it was. The accessibility via subtext.
Mhm.
I had long noticed in her work, and years ago too, that when she wrote about love, if you read it and you read it closely, you will see that her references are all gender neutral.
Oh, wow.
And I did only learn recently that she had a same-sex partner of many years. It wasn't a crusade for her. It was simply the way she lived. And she wanted to write about love in ways that all people could access.
That's fantastic, because then it becomes just perfect for anyone, not only to read, but to read to someone or recite to someone. It's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, we have our copy here at the library of New and Selected Poems by Mary Oliver, and it's available for checkout or for curbside pickup. And you just hit the search the catalog button on our website to find it. And Kid, it's been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure to be here and to ramble on just a little.
And I hope to see you in here again in person really soon.
You have been warned. I will be there.
Yay, okay. All right, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode of Easton Library Community Book Chat. Have a great day.